In 2015, NASA admitted that the idea of Earth portals, areas on the planet that instantly teleport human beings from one place to the other, are a reality that they have been studying for quite some time. One of NASA's spacecraft, the THEMIS, and cluster probes from Europe have amassed enough observational data to confirm that a magnetic Stargate portal exists in many locations. In March 2015, NASA launched its Magnetospheric Multiscale Mission, MMS, that, among other things, is tasked with studying these portals to gain a deeper understanding of them. Most of these are small with short lives, though others have been observed as gaping holes with sustained lifespans. Opening and closing numerous times during the day, magnetic forces mingle, allowing their crackling energy particles to flow between the Earth and the Sun. These meeting points, called X-points by NASA, have been pinpointed by scientists using polar data. Humans have long been obsessed with the possibility of alternate universes, and a way to instantaneously travel between this one and the next. As recently as 2015, NASA admitted to having spent at least a decade researching access points to places outside our world, our universe, even beyond space and time as we know it. Similar to an Einstein-Rosen bridge, or wormhole, the theory of formation of a space portal is that one occurs when spacetime is distorted, either by the intense gravitational fields created by the collapse of a star, or by the mingling magnetic forces of the Earth and Sun crossing in space, enhanced by violent solar winds. Some of these portals are gaping holes for significantly sustained periods of time, while most are short-lived, yawning wide and reclosing several times in a day. Stargates are a fascinating overlap of science fiction and reality, and there are some who claim that we have access to portals here on Earth. Some locations are thought to be compass points on a map designed by sacred geometry and possess the ability to transport us to parallel universes. Among the earthly Stargate sites, the most noted are the Stonehenge Formation and the Bermuda Triangle, but several other locations are also attributed with being ancient alien portals. The Bermuda Triangle is probably the most famous Stargate portal. Sometimes referred to as the Devil's Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle was deemed to be a mysterious area in which huge military ships and planes were lost without any other plausible explanation forthcoming from the government or the military. In 1964, Vincent H. Gaddis argued that the Bermuda Triangle was the site of strange occurrences such as disappearing tanker ships and jets, with the government being unwilling, or unable, to provide a reason or explanation. The Gates of the Gods is an ancient site discovered in 1996. According to the lore, the massive stone door was a portal through which heroes of the past entered to join their gods in the next life. The door itself is a large stone structure carved into the face of Hyumarka Mountain, 7 meters high and 7 meters wide, with a smaller recessed door at the base. The native peoples of Lake Titicaca, Ponu, had long retold a myth about a mysterious doorway that led to the lands of the gods. Heroes in ancient times were witnessed entering into the beyond through this door to join their deities, once their time on this earth had come to an end. The legend also mentioned these same great men re-entering through the same gate with their gods beside them, to check in on the lives of those they'd left behind. It also told of a prophecy: someday in the future, the gate would open much bigger than it actually is, and allow the gods to return to their sun ships. What struck the scientists most was that the massive doorway bore a striking resemblance to another structure attributed to Stargate capabilities. The Gate of the Sun, in Tiwanaku, Bolivia, as well as 5 other archaeological points, all connected in a grid-like pattern whose lines intersected exactly where the plateau and Lake Titicaca happened to be. Locals also claim to have witnessed significant UFO activity, such as twinkling blue lights and white glowing disks. Known as the Doorway of the Gods brings a unique feeling to this place that differs from the surrounding countryside. According to local legend, tunnels and gateways leading to other worlds exist all over Sedona. Star people, too, are purported to have entered and exited through the portals. The doorway itself is a large archway of red rock at the top of the mountain. Some have seen blue light emanating from it, and there are even accounts of strange sounds like muted bells or thunder surrounding the rocks on days with clear blue skies. The Philadelphia experiment, also sometimes called Project Rainbow, the desire to cloak the U.S. Navy's destroyer, USS Eldridge, so that enemy devices were not able to detect it. Built on concepts relative to Stargate portals. Testing started in 1943. Some witnesses noted that they saw a green fog in the area where the massive ship once stood. Further experiments resulted in the USS Eldridge vanishing from its shakedown cruise in the Bahamas. Simultaneously, sailors stationed 375 miles south at the Norfolk Naval Base in Norfolk, Virginia, reported the ship's appearance for several minutes before it vanished. Alfred Bielek, a former crew member on board the USS Eldridge, jumped from the deck of the USS Eldridge when it was trapped in hyperspace and landed in the future. They arrived at Camp Hero in 1983. They were tasked with returning to the USS Eldridge in order to destroy the equipment holding the ship in hyperspace, before leaping off the deck and materializing in the current year. The military is both a conduit and a supporter of space portal research. With billions of dollars in research funding funneled to various projects by the Department of Defense, a significant amount was earmarked to allow the military to establish a Stargate portal. During the Iraq War, under the guise of searching for weapons of mass destruction, WMD, then-President George W. Bush invaded that country in an effort to control a dimension portal and stop extraterrestrials from annihilating humankind or culling the world's population. Dr. Clark. We have a story that our ancestors were brought to this land in great metal flying machines by the Star People. The ancestors lived on a cold planet, much like the Arctic region. They brought us here to colonize this planet. At that time, ice covered the Earth. It was not like the Earth of today. We knew of the Star People from our grandparents. The stories were passed down for thousands of years. We were brought here by the Star People who live at the top of our world. Our grandfather talked with them when he was alive. He said they looked like us, but that they had bigger eyes because on the home planet everyone lived underground. He said when we were first brought here we had big eyes too, but the sun and snow made our eyes small slits. My people tell of Star People who came to us many generations ago. The Star People brought spiritual teachings and stories and maps of the cosmos, and they offered these freely. They were kind, loving, and set a great example. When they left us, my people say there was a loneliness like no other. Stargate portals, flying saucers, the unified field theory and other technologies have made strides in providing a method of communicating with other entities within the galaxy as well as facilitating the movement of people instantly. It is likely that regular contact with aliens will be made.